Now we will discuss few more types of events. The first one is mutually exclusive or disjoint events. What is meant by mutually exclusive or disjoint events? Two events are said to be mutually exclusive if both cannot happen simultaneously. Both cannot happen simultaneously means what? Simultaneously means at the same time. We cannot expect both the events at the same time. If we can expect both the events, that means if we are getting both the events at the same time, then these are not mutually exclusive events. But as far as mutually exclusive events are concerned, both cannot happen simultaneously. Means what? When one happens, the other cannot happen. That means the happening of one result precludes the happening of the other results every time the experiment is performed. So this means when one event is happening, so the other event cannot happen. If the other second one is happening, then the first one does not occur. So this is nothing but a mutually exclusive or disjoint events. And if A and B are two events, and these two events are said to be mutually exclusive, if A intersection B is a null set, there should not be any common point between A and B. See this figure. So this is one event A, this is another event B. So there is no common point between these two. So see, there is no common point between A and B. Therefore, these two events are said to be mutually exclusive or disjoint events. Disjoint means what? So there is no joint, there is no common point in between these two events. This event is separate, this event is separate. Therefore, A intersection B is a null set. If A intersection B is null set, then we can say that A and B are mutually exclusive events. So if you take an example, if a coin is tossed, it will be either heads or tails. That means whenever you toss a coin, so either we are getting head or we are getting tail. It cannot be both heads and tails simultaneously. So we cannot get both the results at the same time. So take one more example. If a student takes an exam, he will either pass or fail. That means the result is either pass in the examination or fail in the examination. So we cannot get that a student is pass fail in the examination. That is not the case. So he will either pass in the examination or fail in the examination. A person is either alive or dead. He cannot be both. So either a person is alive or a person is dead. He cannot be both. So this is the case of a mutually exclusive because there is no intersection between these two events. If a dice is thrown, it will come up with only one of the six spaces. So only one of the six spaces means what? So either we are getting 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. So we cannot get both 2 and 4. We cannot expect 2 and 5, 3 and 5. So likewise. So we will be getting only one event whenever we throw a die. So it will come up with only one of the six spaces. Therefore, this is known as a mutually exclusive events. Next, exhaustive events. So what is meant by exhaustive events? A group of events is said to be exhaustive if no other result is possible. No other result is possible means what? So whatever be the experiment having certain outcomes, we cannot expect the other than those outcomes. That means every time whenever we are performing the experiment, one of them must necessarily be materialized every time the experiment is performed. That means their union must be omega. So A and B be any two events and these are said to be exhaustive if the events A and B together form the whole sample space. That means omega. So A union B becomes omega. Exhaustive means, friends, you can understand the total number of cases are nothing but the exhaustive events. See this figure. So in this figure, A and B are both mutually exclusive and exhaustive. Mutually exclusive means what? So there is no intersection. This area is the area A and this area is area B. And these two areas are shaded by different colors. So this is A, this is B. So there is no intersection in this case. So A intersection B is phi. Therefore, these are mutually exclusive. And A and B together form the sample space. So omega consists of both A and B. A is included in sample space, B is also included in the sample space. Therefore, together A and B forms the omega. Therefore, this is nothing but exhaustive cases. At every time, we are expecting one of these two events. Whenever we are performing the experiment, we are getting one of these two events. Either we are getting A or we are getting B. Therefore, we can say that these are the exhaustive cases. These are the possible number of cases. So we cannot expect other than these two events. We cannot expect other than these two events. Therefore, this is nothing but a exhaustive events. So take an example. In tossing a die, the group of events, these are exhaustive. That means these are the only possible outcomes. 1 to 6 are the possible outcomes. But the group of number 2, 5, 6 is not exhaustive. Why this is not exhaustive? Because whenever we are tossing a die, so there is a possibility of getting number 1, there is a possibility of getting number 3, there is a possibility of getting number 4. But we are not including 1, 3 and 4 in this sample space. So the sample space only consists of 2, 5 and 6. Therefore, it is not a exhaustive events. Exhaustive means whatever be the possible outcomes of an experiment, we have to include all those possible outcomes in the sample space. This means what? So in tossing of a die, the possible outcomes are 6. But in this case, we are not including rest of the numbers. That means we are not including 1, 3 and 4. Therefore, this is not exhaustive. In coin tossing experiment, the group of events H and T is exhaustive. If you take only H, that is not exhaustive. If you take only T, that is also not exhaustive. Therefore, if you take both, because these are the possible outcomes of the experiment when an experiment is tossed once, therefore these are the cases which are exhaustive cases. That means n of omega in this case is 2, n of omega in this case is 6. And normally exhaustive events are represented by numbers. That means we can say that the total number of cases are 6. The total number of cases are 2. And this is important whenever we are defining probability. So probability is nothing but the favorable number of cases divided by total number of cases. That probability. That means favorable to the exhaustive cases. Now we will see the last definition in the topic, power set. So power set is nothing but universal set. This is also known as sigma field. It is the set of all subsets of the sample space. That means sample space consists of sample points. So the sample points are nothing but the subsets of sample space. That means events are the subsets of sample space. If you take the set of all subsets of sample space, that will give us a power set. And what are those members which are included in the power set? A power set is a non-empty class of subsets of omega that is closed under the formation of countable unions, complements, and contains the null set. What are the members of power set? In statistics, universal set is known as a power set. That is also known as a sigma field. Then what are the members of power set? So P, this is script P. So script, this P is represented by power set. And this is omega, means power set of sample space. P of omega means what? Power set of sample space. So it is called a power set if the null set is the member of power set. If A belongs to power set, A complement also belongs to power set. If A and B both belongs to power set, then their union is also belongs to power set, and also the sample space is a member of power set. So that means power set consists of a null set. The power set consists of a sample space. If A belongs to power set, A complement also belongs to power set. And if A and B both are the members of the power set, then we can say that their union also the members of the power set. That means in general, if a set has n elements, that means the sample space consists of n elements, then its power set will have 2 to the power n elements. The power set consists of 2 to the power n elements. So let us take an example. So find out the power set for random experiment of tossing a coin once. So what is the sample space in this case? The sample space in this case is H and T. Therefore, the power set consists of 2 to the power 2 members. 2 to the power 2 members means 4 members. Then what are the members of this power set? The members of the power set is, the first member is a null set. Null set is a member of power set. The sample space is a member of power set. And this sample space consists of H. Therefore, H is also the member of power set. T is also a member of power set. That means if you take A as H, then A complement becomes T, and A union B is nothing but our omega. Therefore, the power set consists of 2 to the power 2, that is equal to 4 possible members. So take one more example. Find out the power set whose omega is 4, 5 and 6. So what are the members of this power set? So the sample space consists of 3 members. Therefore 2 to the power 3 be the members of this power set. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. The total members are 8. What are those members? So first member is null set. The second member is sample space. Then 4 is also belongs to omega. 5 is belongs to omega. 6 is belongs to omega. And then take the combination of 4 and 5, 4 and 6, and 5 and 6. All the countable combinations are the members of power set. That is single members, 2 members, and sample space consists of 3 members. So that means first we have to write down the null set. Then we have to write down all the single members. Then we have to take the combination of 2 members. And finally we have to write the sample space, because sample space consists of 3 members. So these are the 8 possible outcomes for a power set. So these are the symbolic representation. So suppose that the event is either A or B or both of them occur, or at least A or B, then the notation is A union B. Both A and B occurs. Both A and B, and is there, therefore it is intersection. A intersection B. A occurs but B does not occurs. So that is A intersection B complement. B occurs but A does not occurs. That is A complement intersection B. Both A and B do not occur. That means neither A occur nor B occur. So that is A complement intersection B complement. And finally, at most 1 out of A and B occur. That means exactly 1 occur. So exactly 1 occur. What is the notation for exactly 1 occur? That is A intersection B complement union A complement intersection B. These are some symbolic representation of the given events. So these are very important notations, and you may be asking in your examination. And finally, so these are the reference books. So I have referred all these books for preparing these PPT. So therefore you have to refer all these things. Okay, thank you.